Hey gamers, today we're going to look at Kraftwagen. Let's check it out. To set up the game, players are going to shuffle these little tokens here. You're going to start with the tokens with the 1 emblem on them, shuffle them first, and the tokens with the 2 emblems on them, shuffle them last, and put the number 3 token last right there. There is a mini expansion that will give you extra tokens that you would shuffle in for each game. It says A, B, and C, as you see the A, B's, and C's here, that you would just add to the board and you'd shuffle them into the game by the 1, 2, or 3 actions. But this does not come in the base game. Newer versions of the game will have this. Anyway, after that, after you shuffle all those out, you put your markers here. First player will be the last one in the row to go. You'll put your cars here. You'll put one of your tokens here. This will count how many laps you make. Also give you victory points at the end of each round. You put your in the game goals here. So the first person to achieve any of these goals will take it immediately, and there's only one of each of these. It's very self-explanatory. You'll have your cars over in a section, your engines over somewhere. You'll have extra white victory point coins that you'll be giving out during each round of the game. You'll also be placing some of those out here as you're placing your little potential buyers in their respected areas. You have your own little player board where you're starting with these 4 workers. Your other workers will be over to the side here. Shuffle this deck, deal 2 of them out. This is the discard pile here, and you are ready to go. You're going to give one of the players one of these randomly. They're going to flip it over and take whatever reward that is. Could be a car, could be 2 movements up the thing, could be an extra engine and a card, or whatever, 2 extra workers and an engine. Or this one says, hey, you can get a level 1 car and you can upgrade the engine in your race car. And I'll talk about what all these do later on. But after that, you'll flip it over, and here's your starting resource. Whenever you want to get a car, you're going to get a number 1 car. Whatever face you have over to this side will give you that level car. And then whatever number of pictures of engines you have will give you that engine. So I can get a level 1 engine and a level 1 car right now. Now, as you go collecting these cards, as you see, some of these cards, this one gives me a worker, but it also gives me now a level 2 car next time I pick one, next time I pick the car action. Or this one gives me 2 engine photos here, so that 2 plus that one would give me a level 3 engine next time, and an extra worker as well. There are some other cards in the deck. There are these face workers, and they do different things in the game. It is very self-explanatory, but if you need to look at the rule book, you can. And then you are ready to play. I should mention you're also putting your little car values over here to the side. You're using bronze for A, the pink tokens for the second round, and the teal tokens for the third round, as shown in the colors there. You're going to start your round tracker here at 0, even though you're only going 3 rounds, and this is the end game there. So 3 rounds of sales, and then that's it. And now you're ready to go. So what you're doing in this game is kind of like a rondelle that's always moving around. The last player goes first, and they can go as far around this track as they want. So let me switch this up. Let's say yellow went first, and they took this action here. Well, now it's my turn. Well, if I wanted to, I could go here, take that one. This one basically just gives me an extra worker, so I take that worker from the pool there, put it on my player board, and then I could go again because I'm still last. So then maybe I go here, and this would go to the end over there. And now it's the race card flag, and it just tells you what each one of these do on the middle of the board. But the flag lets you move a certain amount of spaces on the board. Now, whatever my engine here says I am, so it says 1, so I would have moved 1 space on the track. Now, what if yellow had moved earlier? Well, then I wouldn't count that 1 space. I'd skip over and go 1, like that. You never count the space that other one was on. So let's say later on I upgraded my engine in my car to a level 2. I just put it over there. And I was right over here, you know, so I go 1, not count that one, and go 2. So you never count the space that someone else is on. You just kind of move on. If you ever go around the track as many times as you want to, you keep going up and up and up, and as you see at the end of the round, depending on how fast you went around that track, it could give you 1 to 7 extra victory points per round. And then, of course, whoever wins this race in the round gets 7, 4, and 2 points. Now, after this, I'd have to take one of the other actions. So maybe I go up here, and it says, hey, I can build an engine. Whenever you see the little engine symbol, I can build an engine. I can build an engine to how many cars I have here. So right now, pictures I have. So I have 1 engine picture, so I can build a level 1 engine. And my engine, as you see, engines and cars can go here. So this is the workshop where you can build up to 3 cars in your garage there. If I had a car, maybe later on, like yellow did, I picked this car emblem, and I could get since I only have 1 car picture here, I could get a level 1 car, put it here, and maybe put a little level 1 engine on it. Now, once you create a car, you can, if you want to, put it up here in the market. And how that works is you need to at least have one of your workers available place it on there. You can place extra on there. So maybe I want to place 3 workers on it. I'll explain what that has to do with in a minute. And then I get to pick any one of these car values I want. Do I think I have a nice car? Meh, I have an okay car, so let me get like maybe a 6 here. Now, once you take one of these, they're done. No one else can take them for the round. As you see, there can only be a total of 6 cars in there. And so, once you build it, you can place it on there or hold it off till your next round. But that's how cars are built and can be placed in there. As you see in your garage, you can only hold up to 3. This one's for race cars only. And by the way, once you upgrade, like maybe later on I can develop maybe level 4 engines, because I have like 4 pictures of engines over here. Well, if that's the case, when I bump this 2, it has to be trashed. I can't give it into another car because it's been used as a race car. So whenever you upgrade your race car, you have to boot out and throw away that other engine. There's other things you can do here, like this card here lets you pick one of these cards here. And these cards can let you do multiple things, like I said. Basically just give you engines, give you cars, let you race a little bit more, let you do all of the actions, sometimes even put buyers on the market, which I'll talk about in a minute. But if you took one of these 2 actions, you would get both of them. So I could get an extra worker and get a card, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of things. But whenever you see this token here, so I can race again and pick a buyer. And what you're doing, depending on which one you pick, if you move this one over here or this one over here in any area you want, you can get 1 or 2 points. And so for putting them over there, you may say, what does each buyer want? This buyer is looking for the nicest car. The nicest car. So for instance, if someone had a level 2 car, and maybe I had a level 2 engine in this one, but yellow player had a level 1 engine in that one, it doesn't matter to him. Whatever the nicest looking car is, that's what he'll go for. This orange guy, he goes for engines. So even though this is the nicer looking car, he likes that number 2 engine. He'll always pick engines over cars. They have the emblems on there. This lady only goes for best customer service, and that is determined by these tokens. So for example, later on, let's say the yellow player had 2 tokens on there, and this lady was out there, and she goes, okay, well, and this guy, maybe this one was this, and I picked a 10 for that one. She's going to buy the more expensive one because it has the best service on it. It has 3 people on it. Okay, so she'll buy that one. She'll buy whichever one has the best service. Now, if there's a tie for any of these, it usually goes to the price. Whoever is the lowest, will get that customer. Except for this last one. This one goes for the lowest customer here. So the lowest customer, the lowest sales price, that's what we're going to do. But then they're also going to pay you times 2. So if this person got the 6, knowing that this customer is out here and they were the lowest one, let's say the other cars taken were like an 8 and a 9, and this lady went, well, she would pay for the 6 one regardless. She always goes for the lowest price, but you end up getting double the cash. So she would have gotten 12, which is more than the most expensive one in that round. And as you can see, you put 2 of any of these out. Now, the round ends, and of course this last one here lets you do 3 different things, The round ends in 2 ways. Either players have placed 6 cars out into the field here, or there's 4 buyers out here. Once that happens, that round ends with that player, whoever's last, and then you go and you sell off each of the cars from number 1 to number 4. Once everyone has sold cars, by the way, any sold cars, you keep the victory points. However, the car and the engine and the workers go back into the supply here, so you don't even get the workers there because they had to service it, and that goes out. Now, what about cars that didn't get sold? Well, bad news for him. The engine's trashed, the car is totaled, and these little workers go back into the pool. They don't even go back to him. So you definitely want to sell cars if you can in the game. And after you do that for 3 rounds, whoever has the most victory points wins. Final thoughts. What do you think about the game? Holy crow. Now, this game, I have a new rule now. I'm not going to let the design of a board game, the blah art and whatever, turn me away from the game. I need to look into the gameplay. What was I thinking not getting this game earlier? Phenomenal game. This is a top 100. I know that. I haven't even made my top 100 yet. This is a top 100 game. I can tell you that right now. Do you need the little expansion module? The newer versions have something like K9 or W9. I can't remember what it is. Something 9 on the board. That's how you can tell the expansion. Or sometimes they say it comes with a little expansion. Do you need the expansion? No. I played the game once base. Enjoyed it. But with the extra little tokens that kind of switch up the game, give you more options, I'll never go back. I'll tell you that. But, oh, wow. Wow. The whole time we were playing, sometimes you're not going to be good at both engines or cars. Or we have it in our past few games. I was really good at engines one time. Someone was really good at cars, but he had terrible engines, and I couldn't get above a level 2 car. Meanwhile, there's someone else kind of going middle of the road. He could do 3s and 4s, you know? I mean, it was just like the balance of both, you know, the best of both worlds. But depending on which buyer you get, depending on the price you pick, you got to be smart. And the game is so hard to figure out, because one time I placed the last buyer and I went, I got it. But then as one of my cars sold earlier, I screwed myself out of another sale that would have been a bigger sale that went to someone else. And I put the buyer down there. But I just forgot how the buying was going to go, especially if there's 6 cars. Someone refused to put the 6th car on the lot because he didn't want to trigger a sale, because he was still trying to get one of the buyers into the sale showroom before putting that car out. And that's when I just looked and went, I get this game now. Oh, it's such a wonderful game. The other good news is it's cheap. It's super cheap. Super cheap Rondale game, building cars, very thematic, unbelievably fun. You got to get it. I absolutely. This is the game that sings to me. Those under the radar cheap games that just have great gameplay in them. That is what about 60, 70, 80% of my board games are, and whoa, yeah. This one's a great one. This is a level 7 engine, a level 7 car. Looks beautiful. And there's some historic parts. So the cards in there are people who were influential in building cars and whatnot. So there's a little bit of history there too, which I love. Anyway, game's great. All right, gamers, that's it for now. Until next time, I don't have to tell you, game on!